Hi everybody, good morning. I hope you had a good day yesterday. Thank you so much for joining my classes. Don't forget at the end, let me know what you think underneath. Drop me a message if you've got any questions. Hopefully today we won't have a bumblebee joining us, but we shall see. Let's get started. So we're going to start laying down our mat, finding neutral. So taking the knees bent, feet on the floor, that slight curve underneath the lower back. And we're just going to take our nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. So as you're taking those deep breaths in and out, thinking about those hips, keeping them nice and level. Imagine you've got those torches on each hip bone shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keeping the upper body nice and relaxed, your shoulders are away from the ears, chest is nice and open. Keeping the weight even through your feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. And just gently tightening in your tummy. From here, as you breathe out, we're tucking the pelvis under, flattening your lower back into the mat. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. So we're tucking under to flatten, holding there, releasing out. So that tucking under position, we want to try and find a nice flat back into the floor. Just holding for a moment. Release back out. Trying to use just the pelvis and the tummy muscles to move. So trying to avoid squeezing the bottom. On this next one, we're holding our flat back. So we're tucking under and we hold. So you should have a nice flat back here. We're going to start to tighten the pelvic floor. As you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. So thinking of the sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. And as you're tightening, you should feel the tummy muscles working harder and your back should feel flatter into the floor. We're halving this contraction, so 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. Still keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. Shoulders away from the ears, chest is open. you are feeling tense, just turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Pulling the tummy all the way down towards your spine. Keeping the weight even through your feet. Big toe, little toe and heel. We're halving one last time. So 20 to 25% tightening. This should feel like a very gentle lifting. Something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. From here, we bring both legs up into tabletop and we glue the legs together. As you breathe out, you're tipping both legs over to the side, releasing one hip from the floor. Inhale to lift up to the center. We're swapping sides, tipping over, releasing that hip. Come back to the center, tipping over. And center. So although that hip is releasing from the floor, keep your shoulder in contact with your mat. You're taking nice deep breaths in and out. Use your tummy, so your tummy muscles are taking you over to the side. Holding just for that little second. Bring you back to the center, find your flat back. So your tummy and pelvic floor to work together. Get those shoulders away from the ears. We've got two more on each side, tipping over. And center. Tipping over. And center. Last one on each side, tipping over. And center. Tipping over. And center. Relax there, hugging those knees in. Just rock from side to side. From here we're going on to our hands and knees. So just taking your hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We already want that tummy to be nice and tightened. As you breathe out, we're tucking the pelvis under. Start to curve the back. Arching the spine. We drop the head. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale, let the pelvis come back to your start position. The spine will follow. And your head is the last thing to lift. Excuse me. So we're tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head, we hold. Then we're releasing out through the spine. Piece by piece. Lifting the head. So we want to get lots of movement through the back. Working into each section, piece by piece. So if you have any areas of your back that feel really stiff or sore, just take your time to move through them, trying to release each vertebrae one by one. Nice deep breath, so don't hold your breath as you move. So as you start to curve through the body, you're pulling the tummy all the way in. As we release back to our start position, your shoulders are coming away from the ears. Let's take 2 more here. Tucking under to curve, arching the back, dropping the head. We hold, releasing out through the spine, piece by piece. This is your last one. Tuck under to curve, arching the back, dropping the head. We hold, releasing out through the spine, piece by piece. Lift the head. Then we take our stretch back. So bottom to the feet. Reach those arms forwards. From here we're going on to our backs to find neutral. So I want to take those knees bent, feet on the floor. Try and make sure that your knees are in line with your hips. We don't want them knocking in or splaying out. And you've got that curve underneath your lower back. You can just rest the hands down beside you. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck the pelvis under, flattening your lower back into the floor. Squeeze your bottom and start to lift. So here we're peeling away from the floor piece by piece to bring those hips up as high as you can go. Holding here to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, tuck the rib cage under. We're rolling down through the spine. Releasing out to neutral. Tucking under to flatten. Squeeze the bottom, start to lift. Peeling away from the floor. Piece by piece. Bringing those hips up. We're going to hold here. Take a breath in. Controlling down. Tuck that rib cage under first. Through the spine. To release out to neutral. So again, we want lots of movement in the back. So if you've got any areas that still feel that little bit sore or stiff or clunky, just really slow them down. We're trying to peel each vertebrae away one by one. Holding at the top. Controlling down. So make sure you're taking nice deep breaths in and out. We're not holding the breath here. The bottom's really squeezing. Your weight is evenly placed through your feet. Shoulders are away from the ears. You can turn those palms up to the ceiling if you need to. Want the tummy and the pelvic floor to be nice and tightened. Let's take 2 more here. Tucking under to flatten. We squeeze, start to lift, peeling away. Lifting up nice and high. Holding here, take a nice deep breath in. Controlling down through the spine. Excuse me. And releasing out. This is your last one. We tuck under. Squeeze the bottom, start to lift. Coming up nice and high. We hold. Controlling down through the spine. As you release to neutral, come into a full body stretch. Arms and legs reach long and away. Give those legs a shake out if you need to. We're coming back with the knees bent, feet on the floor. This time with the arms resting down beside you. Remember, knees are in line with your hips. Take a nice deep breath in to nod your head. Exhale, lift the shoulders from the floor, reach the arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, reaching the arms, we hold. Control back down. So we're using the tummy muscles to lift us from the floor. Pulling the belly button all the way down. Put your chin to chest position to keep the neck nice and relaxed. So think chin to chest, big nod of the head, tighten the tummy to lift. Reaching those arms nice and long, get the shoulders away from the ears. Gentle tightening through the pelvic floor. We've got 2 more here, then we'll change the arms. Last one, chin to chest. Lift the shoulders, reach the arms, we hold. Control back down. From here, your arms come across your chest. So each hand is on the opposite shoulder, like you're giving yourself a hug. Excuse me, your movement is the same. Breathe in to nod. Exhale to lift. We hold. Control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, we hold. Control back down. So just take a moment to think about where those shoulders are. They shouldn't have lifted to your ears just because you moved those arms. They stay down and away. We need to use that chin to chest position, keeping the neck nice and relaxed. Make sure your tummy's nice and tight and you're using your pelvic floor. And breathe. 2 more here, we'll change the arms one last time. Last one, chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, we hold. Control back down. From here, your hands are going to go one on top of the other and then onto your forehead. You can, if your neck is sore, take your hands behind your head, but just make sure they're on your head and not on the back of your neck. So again, we're going chin to chest, breathing in. Exhale to lift. Take a breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, we hold. Control back down. So even if you're supporting the head, make sure you're getting the nod from the chin so that the neck stays nice and relaxed. Doesn't matter if your lift here is smaller. Make sure that tummy's tightened, pelvic floor is lifted. Making sure that you keep those elbows nice and wide so your chest stays open. Get those shoulders away from your ears. We should be taking nice deep breaths. We've got 2 more here. Chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, we hold. Control back down. Last one, chin to chest. Lift the shoulders, hold. Control back down. Relaxing there, hug the knees into your chest. If your neck is sore, just shake your head from side to side. From here we're going on to our fronts. Grab a drink if you need one. So bring yourself down, legs are long, hands are mat width apart in line with your ears, looking down to the floor. Taking a deep breath in to prepare. As you exhale, push the nose forwards, lift the head and the chest. Keep the forearms down. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down to the floor. Pushing the nose forwards, lift the head and the chest. We hold. Control back down. So we want to be using every muscle in the legs from your feet all the way into your bottom. If at any point those legs or feet start to cramp, just tuck the toes under like I'm doing here, which will help to lengthen the legs. You're pulling the tummy in. So your tummy and your bottom are working together here to keep your back nice and strong. Think shoulders are down. Chest is open. Nice deep breath. You shouldn't be holding your breath here. Got 2 more in this position, then we'll change our arms. Push the nose forwards. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. Last one. Push the nose forwards, lift the head and the chest. We're holding. Control back down. From here, we're going to start the same. So we're still going to push the nose forwards to lift the head and the chest. As you take your breath in to hold, the arms come away. Everything comes back down together. Pushing the nose forwards, lift the head and the chest. The arms come off, controlling down. So making sure you're squeezing your bottom, pulling the tummy in to keep that back strong as the arms lift from the floor. Let's take 2 more here. Push the nose forwards, lift the head and the chest, the arms come away. Control back down. Last one, push the nose forwards, lift the head and the chest, the arms come off. Control back down. From here, pushing ourselves back into a shell stretch. Bottom to the feet. Reaching those arms out nice and long. Then we're going on to our back to 100. Grab a drink if you need one. So we're going to start in our flat back position. So nice and tucked under, there's no gap under the lower spine. From here, you're going to lift your legs up into tabletop. Get the legs nice and close together. Try and get your knees over the top of your hips if your hips aren't uncomfortable in this position. From here, you can either leave your head resting down if your neck feels sore. If not, we're nodding the head, lifting the shoulders, and the arms will be long. I'll talk you through them, we'll all go together. So we're going to do our usual 100 beats with the arms. Then we're going to rotate which way the palms face. We've done this one before. So as you're breathing in, your palms are going to face the floor. As you breathe out, you rotate your hands to face the ceiling. Okay, so it's just a simple rotation through the wrist. If you get really confused, just choose one and stick with it. So it will look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. From there, your hands will be behind your head, and we're going into 2 sets of 8, sitting up towards the legs. Then we'll rest the head down and go into 2 sets of 8 of toe taps. Then we'll relax, hug those knees in, or take a stretch. Okay, I'll talk you through the whole thing so you know what's going on. Yeah, we'll go all together. Let's get started. So get a nice flat back position, tucking under, no gap. Legs into tabletop. If you're lifting your upper body, nod the head, lifting the shoulders, arms are nice and long. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying here, take the hands behind the head. We've got sit-ups for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more, 8, 7, 6, tummies in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here, rest the head down, bring the arms down beside you. We've got toe taps for 8, 7, 6, 5, breathe, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax there, hug those knees in first, and then bring yourself straight into that full body stretch. Give those legs a nice shake out if you need to, before bringing yourself up to sitting. You can grab a drink if you need one. So we're going to do the same seated exercise that we did yesterday. So with your knees bent and feet on the floor, you're going to bring your arms back behind you. It doesn't matter here which way your fingertips face. Mine are pointing out to the side, but if you find it more comfortable, you can have them pointing in or behind you. If your back is really sore, if you really suffer from lower back issues, and as you're doing this, it's uncomfortable in this position, we're going to bring ourselves down onto our forearms. But what I want to see if I take this arm away is there's still a gap under my back. You're not laying down, you're just propping yourself up with your forearms. So first of all, I want you to make sure that you're not straight through the back. You're going to pull the tummy in so that you curve your lower spine. So think about tipping yourself back onto your bottom. We're then going to lift one leg up. We're lifting the other leg up. If you can, take one hand away, then the other. Take a deep breath in and out. Bring yourself down. When you're ready, we reset. Arms come behind you. Tuck under, get that curve. Bring one leg up, then the other. One hand away, then the other. Take a deep breath in and out. Then come back down. You're just taking these in your own time. So when you're ready, you're going to take those arms back behind you. One leg lifts and the other. Pull that tummy in, especially as you go to lift the arms away. And back down. So I'll show you if you're going to be on your forearms. You probably aren't going to be able to lift those arms away. But you'll be lifting one leg up, then the other. You might be able to take one arm away here. It'll be very hard to take that last arm off. So really think about that tucking under. If you look at me, as I tuck under, I travel back on my bottom slightly, really rounding in the lower back. And that's going to help you to balance there. I'm going to do 2 more here, then add some movement in. Tucking under. One leg lifts. Then the other. One arm, if you can, the other. Breathe in and out. And back down. So our last one. Tuck under, get that balance. Lift, lift. The arm, breathe in, breathe out, and come back down. If you're still really struggling with that, then just stay with that movement. If you're finding that okay, or you're balancing all right through that breath, then we're going to add some more movement in. So we're still going to get that tucking under, that balancing on the bottom. We lift, lift. If you can, take the arms away. We're then going to go tap, 2, 3, 4. Then you can come back down. So we've got 4 taps, 2 on each side. Reset. Ready to go again. Tucking under. Lift, lift. Arm, arm. If we can, we hold. To tap. 2, 3, 4. Control back down. You can leave one or both arms down if you need to, if that's helping you to balance. Tucking under, hold that position. We lift, 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 lift. You're still breathing here as you tap and control down. We've got 2 more sets of that. Bring the hands behind. Pull that tummy in, tuck under. Lift, lift. Arm, arm. We tap. 2, 3, 4. Control down. This is your last one. Breathe whilst you're there. Tuck under, lift, lift. Arm, arm. We're going to tap. 2, 3, 4. Relaxing there. From here, we'll just do that stretch forwards. Sit however is comfortable for you. It can be quite an open cross-legged position if that's better. We're going to take those arms, start to walk the hands forwards. As far as you can go, and then dropping your head. So your head is the heaviest part of your body. Let it drop down to help increase that stretch. And just take nice deep breaths in and out. Nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, try and creep those hands a little bit further forwards. Keep that head drop down. Nice deep breaths. Breathing in and out. On this one, you're taking that nice deep breath in. Fill the lungs. Exhale, walk those hands forwards. And just slowly walk your hands back in. Breathe, stacking your spine. We're going to cross the legs the other way. We're doing the same thing. So just start to drop that head. Walk the hands forward. You might find that you're more flexible through your back when your legs are changed in one place than the other. That doesn't matter.
Drop that head, let it hang. We always have a side that we prefer to cross the legs on. Nice deep breaths in and out. Nice deep breath in. Start to creep those hands forwards. Holding here, breathing in and out. Dropping that head. Nice deep breath in, fill those lungs up. As you breathe out, creep those arms forwards. Holding here. Just walking those hands back in.
Sitting up nice and tall. Take a stretch out through the legs. Soles of the feet together. Knees are nice and wide. Get those hips open. And just lean forwards. If you want to increase that stretch, just pushing your elbows in towards your legs and bending further forwards. Then we're going to be on our backs. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. So we're going to find a nice strong flat back position, really tucked under. We're going to be lifting our legs up into that lengthened position we've used for the last few days. And remember, if you need to, you can bend through the knees. My knees will be slightly bent. I'm still carrying an injury through my hip. But if you can fully lengthen, you can hold that, and that's brilliant. Try and get that straightened position. But if you need to, add that relaxed knee. Arms are reaching up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, you're going to look to your knees or lower as you lift to reach your hands towards your feet. Inhale to come back down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. So if you have got quite a lot of bend through your knee here, like I'm doing now, your lift is the same, but you're reaching past those knees towards the ceiling. Make sure you're looking knees downwards, so you've got that relaxed position through the neck. Lifting up and down. Use your tummy, use your pelvic floor. Get that back nice and flat. Can support the head here if you need to. And down. Let's take two more here. Lifting up and down. Last one, lifting up and down. Relax, hug those knees in. Staying in our flat back position, same start position here, so nice and tucked under, no gap. The legs lift and they lengthen as long as they can go. Again, your arms lift, and we start in the same way. Nod the head, lift the shoulders up. What you're doing is you're lifting one hand to the foot on the same side. So you're hinging towards that leg. Come back down. We're swapping sides. So you're look at the knees and lift. Then you're hinging over. And then coming back down. So it's the opposite to what we did yesterday. Same arm as leg, reaching up and down. You can just leave the other arm relaxing beside the other leg as you do that. So here, if you need to support the head, you've got one hand behind as the other hand reaches towards the outside of the leg. Swapping each time. So just getting that slight hinge through the waist. Still really working in the tummy. Using your pelvic floor. Chin to chest. Let's take two more on each side. We're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. One more on each side. Look at the knees. Lift up and down. Lifting up and down. Hug those knees in. Good. Last one, our flat back position. We're keeping the head down. We'll do the same as we did yesterday. Those who weren't joining in yesterday, I'll talk you through. So nice and tucked under, flat back. The legs lifted, tabletop, the arms lift up. So usually when we do our dead bug, we work opposite arm to leg. We're going to work on the same side, just to really confuse everybody, test your brain a little bit. So you're going to take the same arm and leg, so left arm, left leg, are going to go away from the body. The arm towards the wall behind, the leg towards the wall in front of you. Your other arm and leg should stay lifting up towards the ceiling. Come back to the centre. Swap sides. Right arm and leg move away. Bring them back to the centre. You don't need to straighten the leg as it moves away from you. You can if you want to challenge yourself more, but if you know you suffer through the knees or the hips, keep that leg bent. Whichever you're doing, straight or bent, we want that flat back position. So you're pulling your tummy all the way down. You're tightening your pelvic floor. Breathe. You shouldn't be holding your breath here. Same arm as leg. And lift. And lift. Got two more on each side. Taking them away. And in. Away. And in. One more time each side. Lift away. And in. Away. And in. Hug the knees in. And then come into a full body stretch. So reach up nice and long. Giving those legs a good shake. From here, we're going to go onto our hands and knees. Grab yourself a drink. So as you bring yourself onto your hands and knees, same as at the start, you want the hands under the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Your tummy is nice and tightened here. As you breathe out, we're going to take opposite arm and leg nice and long, and we lift. So you've gone from same arm and leg to opposite arm and leg. Holding here, breathe in. Exhale to come back down. Swapping sides. Reaching long and lift. We hold. Control back down. So I want you to make that nice long line from the tips of your fingers to the ends of your toes. Doesn't matter how high or low your arm and your leg are moving here. What I want is that length. So really working on coordination, doing each of these one after the other. So really straightening through the knee and the elbow, keeping your tummy nice and tightened, which will help you keep your back in a long line, and make sure that your balance is really strong. Breathe. I want you to really concentrate on the length you're getting through the arm and the legs. Just really reaching. We're going to take two more on each side. We've got one more on each side here, reaching nice and long, and lift. Control back down, reaching long, and lift. Control back down, relax there, just give those wrists a little shake through. You're going to stay on your knees I'm just going to turn and face this way. We're going to kneel up a little bit higher. You can grab yourself a cushion or something if you need to. If you need to protect those knees. So we did these lean backs last week. Loads of you messaged me to say that you hated them, so we're going to do them again, of course. Bring those legs quite close together, and your toes should be resting on the mat, so don't tuck your toes under, that's cheating. Arms resting down beside you. Think of just gently tucking in with the chin, so you're not going to let the head fling back. And here, what we're going to do is really pull the tummy in, really squeeze your bottom. You lean yourself, hinging through your hips and your knees, back, and come forwards. Really add more squeeze to your bottom as you're bringing yourself back up. It will help. So then nice and controlled, slowly leaning back, then squeeze to pull yourself back up. Don't hold your leaning back position. It'll be really hard to come back up. So slowly leaning back. Squeeze to lift. So as you descend, it's nice and slow and controlled. But as you come back up, squeeze and drive. Relax the shoulders. We shouldn't be tense through the upper body at all. Just the tummy and the bottom and those legs that work to lean you back. Nice and controlled. Squeeze and lift. So you need to activate those glutes, your bottom, as soon as you want to come back to upright. Leaning back. Squeeze and lift. Leaning back. Squeeze and lift. Doesn't matter how you breathe here really, but if you want the breath to help you, then breathe in as you lean back. Use the exhale to help with that momentum to lift. If you'd rather just breathe when you need to, that's fine, as long as you're not holding your breath. 2 more like this, then we'll add in some arms. Leaning back. And upright. Last one, leaning back. Driving up. So from here, we're adding into mum. So again, we did do this one last week. So what you're going to do is take a nice roll back of those shoulders, and as you do that, you're leaning back with the arms to take you back. Push the arms forwards to lift you. So as you breathe out, the breath and the arms are going to push you back up. So just a nice big roll of the shoulders, open the chest, reach the arms back. That's leaning you backwards. Push, squeeze, breathe. Roll the shoulders, reaching back. If you want to make this one smaller, you can. It's not a problem. Should be really feeling this through the front of your legs as you're hinging back. We're going to do 2 more. Roll, reach and lean. Squeeze and push. Last one. Roll, reach and lean. Squeeze and push. Good. From there, relax onto a lower kneeling position. And then just bring yourself into a shell stretch. You've worked exactly the same muscles as we would if we were laying on our fronts. Creep those hands forwards. And just stretching out through the back. Control that breathing. And then again, we're going to be on our hands and knees. So hopefully if you suffer from sore wrists, your wrists won't feel as bad having that little break through bearing weight on the hands. This time, we're going to tuck those toes under. So we've got our knee lifts. Remember, hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips. So if you need to, you can still be on your forearms. It's completely up to you if you need to rest them. If not, we're on long arms. As you breathe out, you're pulling your tummy all the way in, pressing into your hands and your feet, lifting those knees off just an inch or so. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. We're lifting up. Inhale down. So thinking tummy is lifting you. Your hands and your feet are there for support. Try and keep your back nice and long. Nothing should move in your body Other than that, lift through the knees. So make sure that you're not using your shoulders or anything like that. They're just there to support you as you're lifting away and down. Lifting away and down. 4 more here. Lifting away and down. Lifting away and down. Last 2, I think. Lifting away and down. Lifting away and down. Relax there and roll through those wrists. So we're going to stay in a similar position, adding some movement in and just changing the arms slightly. So from here, I want you to bring your hands into a triangle. So thumbs and index fingers touch. We've done this hand position when we've laid on our fronts before. Bring that hand position under your chest. So your hands are really narrow and now they're angled inwards. Still tucked under with the feet. So you're doing your same lifts, but you change that position through the arms. Think of really pressing down as you lift up and down. So you might now feel as though this is working different areas through your arms and your shoulders. If you're on your forearms, then just make sure that your forearms are now really close together. So before you will have been about shoulder width apart, and now you're really close together. So just pressing down as you lift and down. Tummy's pulled in as you lift and down. We've got 4 more here. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Last 2. Lifting up and down. Lift up and down. Relax. Again, roll through those wrists. So we're going to go into our plank, using that same position through the hands. And we're going to revisit our press-ups, but in a different way. So, find that triangle position with the triangle underneath your chest. If you're coming onto your forearms, then what you want to do is have a slightly narrow position, you can see here, and then angle your hands in together. So completely the opposite of what I told you to do last week, but just for the purpose of this plank. So from here, you're going to step 1 foot back behind you. Weight is in those toes. Your other leg is going to go out to join it. Find that nice strong plank position. From here, bend those elbows. Straighten them. Knees come down. Your press up, your bend, should feel much harder than it did with the wide hands. So if it's feeling really hard, you're doing it right. Okay? Step 1 foot back. Then the other, strong plank, squeeze the bottom, pull the tummy in, bend, straighten, knees go down. You're taking these in your own time. The principles of the bending and straightening is exactly the same as what we did last week in our press up. You're making sure that your body only moves the amount your arms bend. Don't let your hips drop. It puts so much pressure into your lower back. Breathe whilst you're there. So step back, strong plank, bend, straighten, knees go down, breathe. When you're ready, we go again, stepping back, strong plank, bend, straighten, knees go down. We're going to do 2 more of these. Step back, strong plank, bend, straighten, knees go down. Last one here. Step 1 foot back, then the other, strong plank, bend, straighten, knees go down, we relax. Roll through the wrists. Control that breathing. So you might feel a bit sore underneath your arms or into your shoulders tomorrow. So we've got lots of time now to have a really nice stretch out. So we're going to do some different stretches today. From here, what I want you to do is come into kneeling and step 1 foot in front of you. And what I want you to do is have your knee so that it's more or less in line with your ankle. try not to let your knee start like this in a really forwards position, because we're going to be hinging and pushing forwards. So knee is over your ankle and your other knee is underneath your hip. Okay, you can have a cushion under that knee if you need to. Just take your hands onto your hips, and then from here, slide that foot a little bit further forwards. Then I want you to lean in towards this knee. So you should feel a stretch through this quad, this thigh, and then down here and into this hip. I'm just going to hold here. You can hold onto a chair or a table or something if you need to. Nice deep breaths. Relax those shoulders. And come out of that stretch. If you can, just take those hands on the floor, bend back onto this leg, let this leg come out straight. So you're resting on this leg. If that's really uncomfortable, just let this leg come out to the side, so you've got one in front and one behind. And then you're just going to drop yourself forwards. Nice deep breaths. If any of these stretches I'm not explaining them properly or you're confused, then drop me a private message and I'll try and get some shots close up for you to see what I'm doing, or explain them better. So from there we relax, and we're going to swap sides. So set yourself up with the knee over the ankle, the knee under the hip, and let this foot come further forwards. Just so that you've got room to push forwards, but it's good to get that set position to begin with. And then just let yourself lean forwards. So again, working here, and then down through the other leg. You might have one side that's more painful than the other, or with a restricted movement, doesn't matter. Just work to where you can stretch on each side. So lots of us have been doing a lot of sitting, so it's really good to have a nice stretch out through those hips, knees, and thighs. Nice deep breaths. And from there, relax, you're pushing back. So remember, if you're flexible enough, you're going to sit back onto this leg. If not, then let the leg come out so that you've got one leg in front and one leg back. Just lean forward. So this is now coming to the back of the leg. Good. From here, just come to a position that's comfortable, so kneeling, seated, standing. We're just going to do our usual finishing off stretch, so nice big roll of the shoulders. And forwards. From here, we're taking the arms out to the sides. We're going to lift one arm up, reach up, then we're stretching over. Come back to the centre, we're going to lift up, we're reaching over. One more time on each side, lifting up, stretching over, lifting up, stretching over, and relaxing there. Thank you so much for joining me today. So that's the end of your Wednesday class. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Let me know if there's any other stretches you want to include, or if you've got any areas that feel really tight, I can try and include some different things for that. I hope you've been enjoying the sessions. I'm now going to go and do some baking. Have a really lovely day. Bye!